evening, everybody. Episode 33 on the Round 14 podcast. Now, I explained last week what I'm going to be doing with our co-hosts. It's not going to be a rotation. It's not going to be a guest co-host, pretty much, so to speak. It's going to be the same two people every week. Not every week, same two people when they can do when they're able to do the show. So this week we have our good friend Rick Babcock again. And there he is, Mr. Rick.
Hi, Tony. I can't believe you had me back. I didn't wear out my welcome.
Deb actually gave me a call and asked me. She's like, "Please make sure you bring him back at least once."
Okay.
You don't want to hurt his feelings. So
okay, that's good to know.
No, I love having you on, man. I think it went very well last week, and we had a good little back and forth conversation, and being the fans that we are, with our passion for the characters of the movies that we're going to be doing. I mean, we have a lot we talked about. We talked about Batman. We talked about DC Comics. And so we have a lot of episodes coming up that we'll be on together. So it's good to have you back.
And I can't wait to spout out about those.
Yeah, well, that's the fun part about this podcast is that I do, we do a lot of Rocky, a lot of Sly shows, movies, fitness, whatever the case may be. But they can do DC Comics, we can do Batman, we can do Top Gun, Back to the Future. We can do these things that are pop culture or even have the same type of message where, they rose up again from their adversity or something. So it's fun. It's fun to have. But we thought we would talk this week about, we were talking last week about doing a fitness, kind of like a fitness program, I guess you could say. But talking about the Rocky montages, the training montages that he made so famous. The first montage he did for Rocky, to be honest, I mean, as much as I loved it, and there's a little quick shot of it, the first time we see him go train, he drinks those eggs and goes out there and he can barely make it up the stairs, and he goes to the Rocky steps. He's holding his side, he got that runner's cramp.
Let me. You probably heard this. I'm sure any Rocky buff knows this. The scene that was shot when he's running up the stairs the first time and he's holding his side, and then the scene where he's, later on he makes it all the way, was actually shot within an hour of each other.
Yeah, I thought they were back to back, but yeah. Well, that's great acting in its finest, right?
Absolutely.
He probably shot the scene where he was sprinting along the docks, and an hour after that too. So.
Yeah, I mean, the guy is just like, come on, he's amazing
moving along those docks, man. Holy crap!
What did I hear? 21, 22 miles an hour.
They were riding they were riding in a van or a truck, and the person that, from what I read, and the same with you, the person that was driving it was like they kept having to kind of press the gas a little bit. Okay, we're going a little faster than we expected. So
I had heard like 21, 22 miles an hour. I mean,
hey,
damn,
that's pretty cool.
And he ran that far. I mean, like I didn't drive that far. I got to stop and take a nap.
I got to catch my breath when I get out of the car. But it's definitely the more, I don't know, lack of a better term, the more raw of the training montages.
Yes.
He's drinking raw eggs. He's jogging at the train station with the bricks in his hands.
Bricks, yep.
He's getting hit with the medicine ball in the stomach. He's doing skipping rope. He's hitting a heavy bag. And there was very little polish to it, which makes sense. I mean, look at what he was, the character that he was tossed into this spotlight that he's never had. And I mean, Christ, he wrote on the back of his sweatshirt, Italian Stallion, with a marker. So, I mean, he had no idea what to do.
Right.
But let's face facts. I mean, the first time you saw it, and the trumpets come on for Gonna Fly Now, and he's running in the train area of Philly. I mean, I never heard the song before in my life until that day, and then I was pumped up. I was in the theater with my dad. I was 10 years old, and I joke with everybody that he influenced me and millions of others. I know he influenced so many people to get into fitness and take care of themselves, but I was the only 10-year-old on the block who asked for a heavy bag and a speed bag. I got a speed bag, a heavy bag,
Right.
and a weight set with a bench.
No kidding.
And
if I can interject really quickly,
yeah, of course, man, of course.
I did not see it in the movies. I saw it on I want to say, so it came out in 76, probably 77 or 78. It hit primetime TV.
Okay.
Maybe ABC at that time, Channel 9, whatever. Yeah. And I remember watching it in my living room with my mom and my dad and my little brother. And I remember after the movie ended, I got up and I was sparring with the refrigerator.
Yeah.
And then I asked for a speed bag that for that Christmas.
Yeah.
It was the first time, absolutely. It just draws you in. It's like,
it does. And I mean, I know a lot of people get influenced by movies, especially when there's such an impact like that one, which obviously Sylvester Stallone got influenced by Steve Reeves in Hercules, seeing him up on the screen and seeing that he made movies, but also looking at the physique he had, which in turn led him to try to emulate him and try to get into better shape for Rocky. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, Rocky 2, he wound up having trainers and whatnot. But the definitely made me and made a lot of people, I'm sure, want to and get involved in that training. And if you started really getting into it, then it becomes like a bug. Then it becomes something where you want to get better. Once you start seeing results, you want to do more.
Sure.
And to see him not make it up the steps, and then of course at the end he does make it up the steps.
Right.
That sums it up right there.
Absolutely.
It sums it up right there.
It's just
so anybody that got involved in fitness and because of him, he kind of trained along with Steve Reeves and influenced him, and now he's influencing millions to do the same thing. And along with Arnold Schwarzenegger and a lot of other ones that keep themselves in shape. I mean, I saw an interview of Arnold. He was talking, somebody was asking him, why does he still train? Why does he still go to the gym every day? He's 70-something years old. And his answer was, well, why do I breathe? It's just what I do. I breathe. I get up every morning and brush my teeth and eat breakfast. I go train.
Sure.
Somebody like him, it's engulfed in his, in his nature of living.
Yeah, it's second nature to him. It's it's a way of life. It's a way of life.
But that montage got a lot of I don't want to say a lot of press, but it got a lot of comments about how well it was done and how motivational it was done. So I think I don't know. I'm assuming. I think that after that, when he was making Rocky 2, which we'll put this up here real quick, he kind of felt like, well, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to do it a little differently, a little better. Personally, I think the Rocky 2 montage I like better than Rocky.
Okay.
And in a different way. Of course, the Rocky montage is, it's classic. It's the first one. It always has a special meaning seeing them fly up those stairs for the first time.
Sure.
But 2, when you start from the beginning, when, of course, Adrian talks to him and says, I want you to do me a favor.
Oh.
Again, I saw that in the movie theater.
Okay.
And I was about 12.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit older. I forget. I think it came out in 79.
I believe, yeah.
So I was 13. You want to talk about a theater erupting. Oh my God. When she said win, the place went ballistic.
I'm sure. Yeah.
I mean, how could you not? And then they show him doing what he's doing with that log on his shoulders.
I remember I remember doing that back in the woods where I grew up, and I found the log. It was really light, and I was young, but I'm like, I grabbed the log and I put it over my shoulders and I'm walking around and doing all that stuff, just pretending, emulating,
Oh, absolutely.
Back at that, long time ago. It's just, it sticks with you.
It does.
It makes you want to be better.
Exactly. That's exactly it. And I remember watching the scene, he's got the bar, he's got 45s on each side and he's going up and down, up and down. I remember doing that with weights.
Do it.
I remember he's doing his flies like this. And
oh my God.
I remember doing those.
Yes.
And, like you said, you're emulating him. You want to be better. You're like, look at him. He's getting you so pumped up. I want to be. And I wouldn't say you wanted to be him, but you kind of did.
Yeah.
But you wanted to just be better you.
Yes.
And like I said, once you start seeing some results or the weight you were using is now getting a little bit lighter.
Sure.
So you got to put a little bit more on. You're starting to progress and make a difference.
Absolutely.
And it just gets you going. But yeah, that one there, I have not been to a Philadelphia Eagles game.
Okay.
But I do know that they show that on the Jumbotron.
Yes, they do.
They show a little montage of Rocky training montage.
And if you listen closely,
an Eagles player and stuff.
If you listen really closely, you can hear the bells. You can hear the music, the Rocky music
in the background.
In the background, and I'm like, you know what? I'm an Eagles fan now. I'll always be a Jets fan, but I'm second place.
I everybody knows me, knows I'm a Giants fan.
That's right.
And obviously the Eagles is the arch enemy, as the Cowboys are and stuff. But I tell you, I'm surprised the Eagles don't go to Super Bowl every year with that kind of music before they play. Oh, my
God. Yeah. You walk out of the tunnel and you're like, you're ready to go.
Oh, my Lord. But, yeah, so that music. And then, of course, the running scene. He has the running scene now. Instead, he's not running alone, which I thought was a very cool little twist on it. Now, he ran alone the first time, and now he's got thousands of kids or 700 kids running alongside. The city's with him. Flying up those stairs. I mean, he was moving.
Yeah, he was.
I never got into the running when I was younger.
It's tough.
Yeah. And some people, I did run, I played baseball and football.
Yep.
And of course, you're running laps for when you're doing your drills.
Sure.
But starting to run, I didn't start doing that until later, until I was probably almost 40.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I agree completely. Growing up and playing baseball and football and being a catcher, my knees are pretty bad. And so running now, I love to run. Yeah. I used to do 5 miles. Now it hurts. So I got to find other ways, whether it be the elliptical or
I get it.
Try to get 12,000 steps.
Like you just said though, but you find other ways. You don't quit. You don't quit. That's not in your mentality anymore. You
keep moving forward.
That's it. I didn't start running until a lot later. And now when I do the Rocky run, I do the virtual Rocky run every year.
Yes,
they send me the shirt and the medal and whatnot.
Yes,
and I walk very quickly and I lightly run on occasion. Mm-hmm. But my time is not even close to what I do. I do the 3 mile. It's 3.1 miles. I do it in 45 minutes.
Right.
45 minutes, 15-minute miles.
Well, let me tell you. So Deb and I will do the Rocky run virtually as well. Mm-hmm. And so one year I'm like, let's do the 10.
Oh, I did that. Yeah.
But even the 3.1. So Deb she's got illnesses or whatever. So anyhow, we would just walk. We'd go to the Onondaga Lake Parkway over here in Syracuse, and we would just, put on our step counter and we would walk. And, at that point in time here in Syracuse, it's cold. In November, it's usually cold. We do as much as we could outside, and then we go to the mall and we'd walk. In the mall.
But you're still doing it. That's the way I feel about it too. Like way back when I did a few 5Ks that I had respectable times in, but I want to finish. That's my only goal is that I finish to earn the shirt and the medal.
Right. I don't want to just hang it up and be like, oh, I did that. No, to me, I got to earn it.
Of course.
You got to earn it. I mean, come on.
What was there a particular training part in Rocky 2 that stuck out for you more than others?
Oh God.
Was it the 1-arm push-ups maybe, or was it the dumbbell work or the heavy bag work?
It was probably like the weights. 'Cause even now, like you said, with the military presses in front and behind your back, I still incorporate those into my workouts. 10 in front, 10 in back, 10 in front, and it was always the weights, but I loved always loved the boxing stuff. I love to do the boxing down here, Amateur, no. Professional, no.
Yeah. You have a bag down there?
I got a heavy bag. I got a speed
nice.
bag. I got my bench. I got a treadmill and elliptical and all that stuff. But let me tell you, and I'm going to jump ahead just a smidge. Okay, reel me in if you need to.
Are we going to Rocky 3?
Just a little bit.
It's okay.
So when I get on the speed bag, and I was telling Deb this earlier, when I get on the speed bag, now I don't know about you. Okay, I've tried to work out to other music, and I know I'm going way off topic here. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah.
My favorite soundtrack is Rocky Balboa. Favorite soundtrack. It's got everything on there.
Yeah.
When I get to my portion of the workouts with the speed bag, it has got to be Hearts on Fire with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band. No questions asked. I don't care what song is playing. Doesn't matter. Because Rocky 4, he's on the speed bag and it's Hearts on Fire. And I got to do that 3-minute boom, 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 boom.
He's in that. He's in that barn. He's got.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a great scene.
Yes.
Great scene.
I think it's. A lot of people I've heard talk about. What's the other song? Rocky
in
4.
Rocky 4.
Yeah, in the car.
Burning Heart.
No. Well, is that the one with the car? He's driving in the car.
Oh no, that's No Easy Way Out.
No Easy Way. I was like, No Easy Way Out. Yeah. I'm like Robert Temper. I'm like, no, I gotta go with John Cafferty.
Funny story to Easy Way Out. Again, we're drifting.
Oh yeah, we're drifting.
I had a car. I had a Toyota Celica in '86, and it was a stick shift.
Yeah.
When that No Easy Way Out came on, I wasn't in a Toyota Celica at that point. I was in a Lambo.
Are you looking around? Looking in the rear?
It's so sad.
I know.
Well, let's touch base on Rocky 3 like we were going.
Okay.
Let's see. So Rocky 3, obviously, Apollo is training Rocky at this point. So the training is very different and very unorthodox to what Rocky's used to. And this was all about building up speed, where he was doing the sprinting on the beach and he was doing his laps in the pool. He's bouncing the ball in the ring. He's kind of trying to get light on his feet so he can move back and forth. Right. Very, very different training. I don't want to say it's my least favorite because nothing in Rocky World is my least favorite. But as far as, it pumps me up. Sure. It's definitely a great part of the movie. But I think because of how it's done, it doesn't like really get me going like the other ones did. That's just for me.
Okay. So with Rocky 3, you showed the picture when he's doing the, on the very top picture that there, getting light on your feet and moving around and, that there was what kind of, if there was one of the scenes, the beach scene was, I thought the Adrian speech was more, but that scene where him and Apollo, when he's getting the move down, I was like, oh, okay. Cause I'm a big guy. You're a big guy. To be light on your feet.
It's not easy.
We're not, I know.
But the funny part about that is that Carl Weathers is not a small guy.
No, he's not.
And, you saw the way he danced around the ring in Rocky and Rocky 2.
He's like a brick shithouse.
He was, light on. He was like Muhammad Ali, float like a feather, and float like a butterfly. And sting like a bee. He was light on his feet. But you're right. When you saw them both in unison, doing that dance back and forth and their feet going, you got what Apollo was trying to do.
Yes.
And it was almost like, he was training him. Clubber Lang was, I don't want to say Mike Tyson-ish, but kind of. He was brutal. He connected with you. You didn't know your name anymore.
Right.
But if you come up against a true boxer who could land the jabs at speed and get in and out, you're going to lose.
Right.
Which is exactly what happened.
Right.
And that was the only fight that went 3 rounds. It didn't go the whole 15 rounds.
Right.
That was the shortest of the ones. So we'll go back. We'll go back to Rocky IV now, since we were kind of talking that.
Sorry.
No. Listen. Let me take this down. We'll put it back up. That's the thing of this show. I originally pitched this show. I was telling my wife about doing it. That I said I want it to be like I met my buddies at the sports bar and we just started chatting.
Absolutely.
Now, do we stay on topic? God, come on. You've been at the bar with your buddies. You don't stay on topic. No. You're all over the place.
Absolutely.
You start here, you go there, you go here, you go there, so especially once a couple drinks come in. But so once we drift off, but that's what makes it fun. I only have water. Sorry.
All right. Well, I'm gonna
be prepared next episode.
I'm gonna have to show props to the Sly Stallone shop with the Rambo.
Oh, you
glass.
got the Rambo glass. Oh,
yes,
cool.
With a little bit of let's see, what movie? Bullet to the Head. Bullet.
Oh, you got Bullet? Nice.
Bullet. Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Sorry for those non-drinkers, but
no, nice. Bullet's good.
Bullet's good. Bullet's good. Nice. What a great movie, too. What a great movie.
We'll go back to Rocky IV here with the top part. I put in a post on round 14. That top part was a little homage to Steve Reeves in Hercules.
Yes. Okay.
So was the beard.
Yes.
For that matter.
And I never knew. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I never knew that the beard wasn't real.
I didn't for a long time. I did find out years later, but I didn't for a long time. I didn't know it was his. Yeah, I did too.
I'm trying.
I know.
For the winter time.
The one part there, he's got the log on the shoulders again. This time, obviously, a lot harder to do in 3 feet of snow or whatever it is.
Oh yeah.
And then, of course, that leg body extension, Bruce Lee move, whatever it is.
I tried those once.
I tried. I tried
once.
Of course, I tried. I got like remember an Officer and a Gentleman when Louis Gossett was getting on Richard Gere and he's telling him 6 to 8. I got 6. I was right on there.
I know.
That's what I got.
That's crazy stuff.
But you look at him though. I mean, the shape he's in that movie is just. We've all heard the stories of he had 26 cups of coffee.
Oh, and Rocky III.
Couple cans of tuna.
Yeah.
For Rocky IV. Rocky IV, he said he was standing on his head in between takes.
Yes.
So that he wouldn't get lightheaded, so he would keep blood flowing to his head.
Right.
That's some serious dedication right there.
Yeah, but then he came out, it wasn't that awful long ago. He said, I don't recommend that kind of
oh, sure. Well, once he was doing it, he was so into it, and he was a lot younger, obviously. That was 85, so he was almost 40.
Yeah.
He was 39 there. But that training was just put the training montages over the top. Between the chopping the wood and the throwing the rocks on that sled, and then they had the contrast between Drago's
the technology
and his raw caveman workout. I mean, it was just so well done.
And like we talked a while ago, earlier about was I'm out in the backyard and I'm moving rocks and I'm like in my head I got Rocky IV playing. I'm like,
it's so funny about
he can pick these up. I can pick these up, and I'm picking them up.
I think I'm like 15 years old. I'm on the job site. I'm moving these huge 2x4s, and I'm thinking the same thing. I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah,
right, yeah.
It's so funny. That's true, though. It's so true.
It is.
And but that training montage was amazing.
It's funny how when you're doing something. As a Rocky fan, I guess, you're doing something in the moment and this comes into it just seeps into your brain and comes out in your actions. Like I remember a few years ago, I grew up on a farm and my dad had hurt his back and Mom called me and she's like, Rick, you got to come over and help Dad. Dad can't do it or whatever. Mm-hmm. We got to pick up the bales of hay. Yeah, okay. It's August. It's 100 degrees outside. I'll be right there. Just give me 20 minutes to get there. And I get there. not what I wanted to do, but I'm like, okay. So I got like the music in my head playing, and I'm running, I'm grabbing bales, and I'm throwing them up on the wagon, I felt it, but, but in the moment, you're like, I'm Rocky. I'm Sly. I'm Stallone.
You're doing it.
And I'm doing it. I'll pay for it later, but right now, I'm the Italian Stallion.
Getting it done. No, exactly. I get it completely. I understand.
Sure.
So after that, there was no real training montage in Rocky V.
No.
There was a small one with Tommy, but it was very choppy. Those who know me know I'm not a huge Rocky V fan, but I would have given its due if it warranted it, but it didn't really have a montage the others did.
Just the jogging, and a little bit of ring work.
Yeah, they were doing some one-arm push-ups in the ring and stuff, so it didn't really have that. So we didn't see another true montage until Balboa, where, this one he kind of went back to the old school. He's hitting a taped-up heavy bag. He's jogging again up the stairs. He's deadlifting and military pressing, slamming kegs on the ground. Doing dumbbell punches under ropes and stuff. He was just building hurting bombs.
That's right. And let me tell you something. When Duke gives him this, and then Rocky comes back and gives him this, I have that picture hanging up right there. And every time I see that, it's like, it just gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Right now, just talking about it, I'm looking at the picture and I'm like, it still gives me goosebumps.
Oh, Duke was so inspirational. My God. Yes. Jesus. Even when he was training Apollo.
Yeah.
Even when he was yelling at him, not so much in Rocky, but definitely in Rocky too, especially when he was trying to get him pumped up for the fight. And then, of course, when he was telling him to stay away. He was just so pumped up. And then, 3, he was a little bit involved, not as much as Apollo. And then, of course, we know how he was in 4. He was just off the charts in 4. This is everything. Give him everything you got, all your strength, all your power, all your love. I want to punch the TV every time I see it.
I know.
Yeah, Duke, tell him.
Oh, my God. Duke is like,
Well, even in Balboa. Remember when oh my God, Tarver breaks his hand. Not Tarver. Well, it is Tarver, but
Mason Dixon.
But Mason Dixon breaks his hand.
After him.
Yeah, he didn't blink an eye. He's like, go after him.
Yeah,
he knew that was his chance. But Balboa, Balboa came out in '86, and I was 40 in '86. I'm 20 years younger than Sly.
Was it? No, 2006.
I'm sorry, I apologize. You're right, 2006. And I was born in 66. Sly was born in 46. He's 20 years older than me. So I was 40 when it came out. And wrong one. I'm sorry. But this one here, he looked like this at 60. 60.
Oh my God.
Now, I understand. My wife always argues with me. She's like, hon, that's his job. True. He has a gym. He has a personal trainer. He has a personal chef. That's his job. His job is to look like that. Right. So it's easier for him to look like that than it is for the average Joe who puts in 40 hours a week. But in the same respect, when you're 20 years older than me and you look like that, right? Now you know why he inspires so many to run or to lift weights or to box. He even got me in the ring when I was 16 when Rocky III came out.
No kidding.
The police department had what they called the PBA, it was the Police Boxing Association.
Mm-hmm.
And it was in New York. And I went there. I actually went there just to learn how to box. A bit, but that I enjoyed. I wanted to do it more and more. It was so funny too. Long story short, there was a guy there who ran it. And he was an old gruff trainer, which I think that's the requirement to be when you work at a boxing gym. He was a Mickey type, no sugarcoating anything. So when I went in, I said, look, I just want to learn how to box. I said, I want the basics just so I could defend myself or just so I can enjoy it. And he's busting my chops. Oh, yeah, I know. Italian guy saw Rocky. Come on in. Let's go. He's saying that to me right off the bat. So I said, can I spar with somebody after you teach me? Oh, you're sparring now. You've been here a week. You want to spar. Okay. He's like, go train. You finish training. When you're ready to spar, I'll let you know. So like a month goes by. And his name is Gus. I'll never forget his name. And I was like, Gus, I'm ready to spar. He's like, all right, smart I'll get in the ring. So he sends in this guy. His name is Ruben. I'm 5'9". And when I was 16, I was probably 5'7", maybe. Ruben came in, he might have been 5'1", 5'2".
Okay.
Real skinny, thin. I don't know he was some type of Hispanic. I don't know if he's Puerto Rican, Mexican. I don't know what he was, but he was some type of Hispanic. I thought Ruben had 6 friends with him in the ring. I was getting hit with shots I didn't even see coming. I didn't know he was behind me. I'm yelling, ring the bell. I was
call time out.
I walked out. I'm like, all right, Gus, you made your point. I'll go back.
Yeah. Yeah. I sparred once. I went to a gym, and this guy, he was a amateur boxer, and I had met him at a local Lowe's, Home Depot, whatever. Mm-hmm. And, he knew I was a big Rocky fan. We got talking. He's like, yeah, come out to the gym and spar and, train with me, and learned my lesson that night.
Yeah. Yeah. You don't really realize it. Like Sly has been so much training and so much emphasis on realism for the films where he understands it. He would know about what to do and stuff. Right. And of course, if you've done it, you kind of know. But when you first do it and you first get in, and you have somebody who's blocking punches or sliding punches mm-hmm. or hitting you, mm-hmm. it's a whole different world.
Absolutely. And I remember this one thing where Sly said, and I'll never forget it, because I don't remember who it was, but I remember this person was like, Sly, you inspired me to become a boxer. He's like, wait a minute. I can yell cut. Yeah.
Exactly.
Right. And I'm like, yeah, that's a really good point.
That's a great point, because when you're in there, and hey, I had the headgear on.
Absolutely.
I wasn't out there bare. It wasn't. Sure. It was a sparring match.
But it still hurt.
It still hurt. It sure
still
did.
hurts. Yeah.
But he was in such good shape for all of his films. And I'll throw this up here real quick. There he is up on top with Dolph Lundgren. That was the cover of Muscle and Fitness magazine. So was the bottom right. Look at his physique. We all know he's trained with Franco Columbu.
Right.
Those other pictures there are recent, fairly recent anyway. He's lifting that up. I mean, he was probably 65, maybe even a little younger. But when it's, again, like Arnold, when it's in your blood and from when you were 30 and now you're right. 75. Now, granted, I started dealing with weights and boxing and training and whatnot. 10, yeah, but seriously, like 15, okay. Give or take. So, yeah, I've been doing 40 years on and off. I have my spurts of time where I don't go and all, but not close to these guys. These guys are just amazing. They really are.
See, and I'm a little bit different. I started later, and I probably was in my 30s. When I really, really started hitting the weights, and training and, boxing, mm-hmm. Down here in my basement with the mm-hmm. heavy bag and the speed bag and whatnot. So I was a late bloomer, but it was always the Rocky movies.
Right, exactly.
It was always the Rocky movies. But then again, I grew up watching Ali and Frazier mm-hmm. and Holmes.
On Wild World of Sports for free.
Absolutely. Howard Cosell.
I watched Ali Frazier. I remember seeing all those fights. Yeah.
Frazier, yeah. The Frazier was always my favorite,
Frazier and Ali was on. I remember seeing those fights, and Holmes and, they all, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Oh yeah.
And Duran. I remember those fights, Yeah, I mean, like you said, it got me interested in something that I probably wouldn't have got interested in if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
And he's inspired so many people to do, even just to make themselves a better version of who they are, or to help them with their own personal health issues.
Sure.
I mean, how many people that are Rocky fans and they started training and taking care of themselves and got themselves in better physical condition because of a Rocky movie. And when it happens, it doesn't matter. If it happens at 20, 30, 40, 50, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
It doesn't matter. You could even drift away. I mean, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. In 06, when Balboa came out, I went through probably a good 3 or 4 year not taking the best care of myself. Mm-hmm. And I was definitely one of my heaviest points. And long story short, I was diagnosed with a heart condition. And the doctor flat out told me it's something that I can control if I really change my diet and exercise. Mm-hmm. Sure. And then Balboa comes out. Literally, like 2 weeks later, Balboa comes out. So, of course, I go see it. So what do you think that does? He's older in it. I'm older. Yeah. He's training. It just influenced me to get back on the horse and take care of myself and,
absolutely,
just do what you need to do. It's amazing on how much influence he's had on how many people. I mean, I hope lots of people are watching this episode, and I'm sure 9 out of 10 of them have been influenced in some way.
Oh, sure. I mean, you go and you watch people who are our age, I think Balboa resonates more.
It does when you're older. Yeah, absolutely.
As opposed to like when Rocky came out, we were younger and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But I mean, and I don't want to get off topic on that because that's a whole other episode.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we can do that in an episode.
Because Balboa is that could be like a 3 episode thing. But
yeah, that's my second favorite.
Oh yeah.
That's my second favorite.
I probably watched Balboa more than I've watched them all. Probably because like our age and all of everything just hits home. It just hits home.
Yeah. No, agreed.
And I'm kind of where you are back in 06, where I haven't really, since I've retired and whatnot, I haven't been doing any training where I should have been, but it's been kind of chaos around here. Yeah. And then with my home improvement stuff, it's been very busy. Right. So,
it's hard to squeeze it in. You want to sit here, you want to tell yourself it's an excuse, which I guess it is. We could sacrifice 60 minutes a day.
It is.
But in the same respect, it's difficult. I get it. It's not our job to look like this at 56, 57 years old.
I'll throw a name out there.
Having said what you said, why don't we have a little friendly competition?
Okay.
We could do like a 90-day fitness challenge.
You're going to make me get up early. I'm going to kill you.
I don't care how you do it.
Don't make me wake up early.
I don't care how you do it. You could. I can't get up too early. I got to get up early as it is. I got to be on the job site early. Most of the time, my job site's an hour away, so I got to get up early.
30 years at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
I'm kind of enjoying 8.
No, I don't care when you get up. Let's do this.
Okay.
We'll do measurements.
Okay.
Since those are the truest.
Oh boy.
Form of how you look.
Oh boy.
We can do. We'll do a little before picture. We can do them with our shirts on if you want.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I don't want to scare people. They'll call the police and stuff.
Oh, I know. They'll tune me. They'll be like, put a hand over him.
And then of course we'll do the weight and just friendly. We'll do for every 2-3 weeks. Maybe once a month for the 90 days. We'll take a look and see where we stand. Start eating a little better. And however you want to do yours and however I want to do mine. And let's see, what is this? February 20th?
20th, I believe.
Yeah, 20th. So March, April. So May 20th.
Okay.
So sometime towards the end of May.
Okay.
Which will be good because the end of May is my wedding anniversary. So if I
there you go.
Months, see?
There you go. See, it works out.
Get some perks there. That's good. I know I weigh 234 now, and it's not a pretty 234. I don't have 234 and I'm muscle. So
there's a big difference between, 230 and then, I mean, I don't know if you've probably seen
230.
Yeah, you've probably seen on Instagram where they show the one guy, he's ripped at 230 and the other guy.
Well, again, let's go back to Melba.
Yeah.
He's probably 220 here. I think if I remember correctly, I think he was 221 or something. 218?
218. 218,
okay.
I was going to say.
Okay, so still, but look, you can see his abs. You can see he's got his pecs. Look at the striations in his shoulder.
Yep.
I mean, he's not Rocky 3 or 4, obviously, but
right.
I'll look like that in 90 days. I'll be more than happy. So yeah, let's do that. We'll
I'd like to have
keep
one
up
ab.
with each other.
One ab.
Have a 6-pack. Have a 2-liter.
We got some kegs going on.
That's it. Oh, that's so funny. Well,
hey,
yeah,
if we can't laugh at yourself, who can you laugh at, right?
Exactly. Well, I laughed myself, and I took all the mirrors out of the house, so it's easier.
There you go.
But yeah, we'll do that. We'll what we'll do is we'll post our numbers. All right? We'll be honest about it. We'll tell them what our numbers are, and then we'll start. We'll do however you want to do it, however I want to do it. Running early, late, night, whatever.
I'll have to.
Oh, I forgot. Yeah, the slide moves.
I'll have to reread my book again.
Yeah, I have that as well. I was not lucky enough to get a signed copy. I know he was actually on a book tour, I think, right? For that?
Right. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Nah, see, they don't come down to Florida.
But wasn't it between like 4 and 6? Well, 4 and Balboa. He had like a hiatus.
Yeah. You look at the pictures of him, it looks like maybe before Copland type of deal. I don't know. It's hard to tell.
He didn't have
it was definitely after 5.
He didn't have a lot of stuff coming in. And it wasn't until Balboa where he really reinvented himself again.
Yeah,
and really got his name. And after Balboa, he's taken right back off again. I mean, the man just reinvents and
absolutely. Yeah.
My God, it's just amazing. This guy, what he can do. And any one of us can do that if we put our mind to it.
Yep.
So if you're going to make me get up at 7, I'll get up at 7.
No, like I said, you don't have to get up early. Look, here's the deal, right? So here's the goal we want to get to, and here's where we're starting. If you want to go this way, I go this. It doesn't matter what way you go.
That's right.
Let's just get there. Let's just get there.
Okay.
So
all right.
If I know we have this going, I'll take it more seriously.
Absolutely. I'll break out the tape and tape up the knees.
Yeah. No, I'm going to measure myself tonight. I'll get some measurements down. We could put those up there as a starting point, and then we'll see.
Okay.
And if we the bottom line is, do we feel better? Do we look better? That's really all that matters.
Okay.
So, awesome. Another good show, my friend.
Absolutely. This is so much fun.
It is, isn't it?
I love doing this with you. This is so cool.
It's so funny because I never thought I would be doing this. I just didn't think I would, but it's kind of fun. And what's really fun is when people comment or say things or message us or whatever. Hey, great show. Oh, that made me laugh. Oh, I like this, or if you bring up the book, oh, I love that book. I have that book. All this little stuff that you're kind of touching on other people.
Sure.
So it is definitely cool.
Did you say that this was, I'm sorry. Did you say that this was episode 33?
Episode 33.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So a while back, you would pose the question, and I'm going way off. The Rocco Bob 33.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You had asked, where the heck did he ever come up with that name? So Rocco, we all know that, right?
Right. That's obvious. Right.
Bob, Robert. From Rocky, Robert.
Oh, from Rocky. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
The 33 is actually my favorite player's number from the Baltimore Orioles, who was Eddie Murray.
Oh, okay.
There's the Rocco Bob.
Nice.
33.
Eddie Murray. Yeah, Eddie Murray was on the Mets for a little while too.
Yes, he was. Yes, he was on the tail end of his career.
Yeah.
But that's where it came from. I know it's a question everybody's asking.
First of all, let's touch base on this is the merchandise that Rick makes. A little metal coaster there. We got street signs. I got hat that I wear on occasion. He makes T-shirts. He makes all kinds of. If you want to support the show, that'd be great. I would love. We would appreciate that. But in the same respect, you could personalize this to be whatever you want. I mean, you could write Stallion Street. You could even do anything on your own personal stuff if you wanted. You know, if you name Tom Road or whatever you want to put on there. And mentioning the Rocco Bob 33, this is whoops, sorry, wrong one. That's the episode. There's Rocco Bob 33. That's his.
Who's that ugly guy?
That's his Instagram there. He's got no goatee, and then the Rocky IV jacket. There he is.
Yeah, depending on the weather.
Yes, go on Instagram there and message. Take that down. Message him. He'll be more than happy to make a sign for. I got the sign behind me here, the Round 14th Street sign.
There you go.
That was Apollo and Stallion and stuff. He makes the street signs are amazing. They are so nice.
Thank you.
But yeah, definitely go visit him. Let him know what you want. But this was a great episode. I enjoyed it as always. A lot of fun.
Absolutely. I look forward to doing it again.
We will. Like I said, it's either you or Sophia.
Okay.
Sophia, to be very honest, I'm going to say Sophia is probably good for one a month. So that means I'm going to be hitting you up for 2 or 3.
You got it.
You know, it depends on what she has going on. I know we're going to be I've been saving the Marvel episode for her, considering how big of a fan she is. So, we'll definitely be doing more.
Let me pose this to you. If you ever want to do like with 3 boxes with you and Sophia and I and discuss Marvel, because I'm a very big Marvel and DC fan.
Oh, well, I like Marvel. When I was younger, I dabbled in Spider-Man and Captain America a little bit. Okay. But not as much. Like I read Batman from little boy.
Sure. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And of course, with the movies that came out, I started getting more involved in Marvel. What Rocky is to me is what Marvel is to her.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so yeah, man, that might be a good idea as well.
I'd love to
screen with her. I think she would enjoy that, especially if you might have more input than I would.
I'd love to debate it with her, and I certainly am very opinionated when it comes to Marvel movies, and DC, because some of the directions that they're going.
The DC episode we'll do DC.
Okay, you and I
DC, but we'll do DC, you and I. So,
and I'll have a surprise for everybody when we do the Batman DC show.
Sounds good, my friend. That sounds good. All right, I'm going to go do measurements. Go do measurements.
All right. Okay.
We'll compare them. And we'll catch up again next week. Thanks so much for being on, Rick. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Take care, please. Man. Like I said, it's you and Sophia, the co-hosts.
Love it.
So it's the way it is.
Until they get sick of me and they start throwing tomatoes at me, I'm at your disposal.
All right, man. I'll see you soon.
Have a good night.
Bye. All right. So you heard Rick. We're going to do the little polite, friendly 90-day fitness challenge and try to get each other's fat butts in shape. I'm going to be 57, so it'd be nice to turn 57 and look a lot better than I do now. But thanks again for having Rick on. I appreciate his input. I always enjoy talking to him. And we will see you all next week. Thanks for watching.